Hello, everyone. I think we're almost there. 3, 2,
I think
kind of
so.
1.
It sounds
I
like
think it's doing, I
looks
see
like
it coming up, so we'll get there. Ta-da! Okay, it is here. Perfect. We are live in all the right places. Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. Happy Mimosa Hotline. And today I have special guest co-host Violetta Krok with me. In replacement of our lovely Ronnie Bartless, who very blondly double booked herself, rude, on our day that we go live. So we give our love out to Ronnie, who is currently, and Kat, is currently on another podcast doing a live recording. So I'm sure she is just blowing them out of the water with her expertise out there. I myself am Rhoda, your brand strategist. So welcome. Join us in the comments. If you have questions for us today, chime in. This is an open conversation. And Violetta, for those of you that don't know, Violetta is joining us because she is our #1 viewer, our #1 supporter, my client, my good friend, and just all of the things that she brings to the table. But I want to also give you an opportunity. Do you want to just introduce yourself and give people a little clue?
I am just honored to be here and step in for Ronnie. I hope that she's having so much fun as we will be having, right? Or we always are having. Yeah. So I've been here before, that's right. But just short and sweet. I'm a professional development coach and trainer, supporting individuals and teams in mostly in global organizations, and guide them through the complexity and challenges of their everyday business.
I love it. Yeah, you are a wealth of knowledge to help so many people. And one of my favorite things is, where are you located?
In Germany.
Oh, okay. So we're just going to be international today. So I love that. Yes. So thank you so much for the time difference, because what time is it there for you?
It's 5 p.m. It's only 5-hour difference because the US is on summertime and we are still on winter time for the next 2 weeks.
Okay. So not super bad, not super bad difference.
No.
You had a better difference when I was living in Portland and you were there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So just so you know, I moved to Chicago just for you, to have a better time zone for you.
See?
So that we could work together.
But we still can do the good morning, good evening.
I know, that's cute. Yeah, we do something, ladies and gentlemen, that anytime we're messaging each other, usually we use WhatsApp or something like that, just because it's better for communication. We'll do like good morning, good night, because it's one of our opposites.
Yeah, that's
always a good way. So I love
There's
it.
still 7 hours, right? Usually, yeah.
Yeah. And it's fun because then it's like we get to surprise each other. I don't know if you feel that way, but like every time I send you a message, I feel like I get to like start your day with like a new surprise of something I've worked on for you and be like, ta-da, it's done. And I feel like a nighttime fairy or something. Like I just work in the evenings.
I love it when I get up very early and I see all the messages, like my videos are done, my lead magnet is done, my graphics are done, and it's like, yes, I can keep going.
I love it. So today, we're just kind of talking about a normal Mimosa hotline where we review our week, we review our client work, we review our expertise, we review kind of life, business, all the things, and anything that's coming up for us, we just kind of discuss and chat. And so no preset agenda for this, but topics that we're talking about. So in the green room, we were kind of discussing a few things, but it seems like transition was the first thing that we wanted to kind of bring up again, of just as Ronnie and I spoke of it last week, we're speaking of it again. It seems that, well, many of us have gone through the soul tired into this transition phase, into this clarity now, where we were just saying that it feels like things have kind of lifted and it's not such a heavy burden. It's more clarity burden. Like, okay, now what I was focusing on here, I realize I need to focus here. And we're kind of realigning ourselves, if you will. How about you?
Yep. It's now it's down to, out of that curve of change, right? So I'm now pivoting out of it. And it's down to 16-hour days because working on my business is like just that. It's just like 3-4 different burners.
I love
cooking
it.
at the same time. Yes.
And you were mentioning
Yeah.
too, like the balance between working on the business and working in the business with your clients. Do you want to speak to that too?
Yes, because it's like, as much as I would love to work on my business all the time, it's not possible, right? I have to take care of my clients. So it's like this in between. It's like the early mornings and the late nights and in between appointments, or those days that I block for myself, and then I can work on my business. Yep.
I love that. And we've spoken so much of you. It's almost funny. It's like we talk about you in front of you, not behind you, because we're always like we're referencing you, and like Ronnie and I are talking about
Yeah.
things. But we talk about your beautiful way of organizing your schedule and being in flow, and how you talk about that, where like when you're in flow, sometimes it's 16-hour days, but then you'll block a day for yourself to either recharge or something. Do you want to share more of that too?
Yes.
Like your approach, because you're in it right now. So like, okay, you're in the thick of it with the 16 hours. How are you sustaining your energy, maintaining your schedule? Like what gets priority? How, because sometimes it's just thick like that.
Well, it's certain things are spontaneous decisions because you don't know how you feel in the morning, right? So some mornings it's
Right.
like you get up, you read a message from the A team, and you're like, oh, ready to go, right? And other mornings you just need half an hour more or longer to just wake up and get going, right?
Yeah.
And it's like listening to yourself. That's the most important thing. So when things don't work, you just take a break. Or when you just don't have the capacity, your brain is just empty in that moment, and you look for things that do not need all your attention, right? So it is always finding that balance between all the tasks that you have on your plate. So yesterday I was pushing until 9 p.m. and I had a big part of copy still sitting on my desk, but I saw that there was like no way I'm going to read through it and understand and like it or not like it and send it off. So I knew I would be faster when I do it this morning. And this morning it was like, an hour and the email was off, and the web builder is now putting new copy on my website. Yay.
Woo. Yay. I love that. I'm excited. That's almost like a team update for me right there. Like, oh, okay. We have progress.
So your A team works well.
I know, it's weird. They do what they stand for. It's like, it's crazy. My brain totally flipped because I'm like, now I'm acting as your brand manager. I'm like, oh, okay, so that's next.
Well, I can add the Ashley trained that I came up with this morning.
Yes, please.
So, as you know, I started my YouTube channel. And sometimes.
Wait, by the way, what's it called and how can people find it?
VK's Cosmos.
Oh.
So yeah. So VKS hyphen Cosmos. And yeah. So we were working on a new video that I recorded, and I was thinking, maybe we can change the background to slightly different color from the white that I usually use. And it was sent to me, and I opened it this morning, and I was like, oh my God, no way. We can't do that. So it was amazing what a color does to a brand. So I had to unfortunately tell him that this is not going to work. And we have to change it either to more white, less white, whatever, but we cannot take the other colors because it totally changes the elegance of the brand. And so I said, I am Ashley trained, so.
I love that. Yeah, I'm almost starting to feel bad for our third party, like part of the A team that's working on this, because every time we try and allow them to do their job, and like we just are like, nope.
Yeah, nope. Won't work. Yeah.
No, and it does, but we have created such an expectation and standard for how we design and execute your brand that if it doesn't hit that level, it kind of cringy. It's just cringy.
Yes.
It's like, ugh.
Yes.
Like
it's not you, right?
yeah, and it's not anyone's wrongdoing. It's just there is a way to create it and do it and infuse it, for lack of better terms, infuse it into no matter what we're doing, whether we're creating a pitch deck, whether we're creating a YouTube channel, whether we're creating a new page on the website. All of that matters, that there's that energetic vibe. I don't know another way to say it, but it's just the VK vibe is what I call it.
Yeah. And I think, for the real YouTubers, it would not have mattered. But for me and the way I want it out there for now, at least, it just wouldn't work, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. It's funny. I was using our channel. I say our channel, your channel. I was using our channel the other day because another friend of mine in Portland, she's a real estate agent, and she had hired someone else to do her YouTube channel. And of course I heard the whole thing of, oh, I didn't know you could do that. But I was using you, right? I was using your channel as an example because she was being guided very much in the YouTube way, where it's very bold, it's color blocked, it's very all the things. And I said, I don't know that you have to do it that way. And I was sharing our approach and our strategy that, we're not trying to make you a YouTube multi-million follower influencer. We're trying to
take them if they want to.
Of course. But like our approach is more so to represent you as the classy, elegant, amazing woman that you are, and position you like that. So when you're directing people there, they get the same essence that they get when they work with you one-on-one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
it wasn't
has
like
to be connected.
Yeah. And I think that's why Ronnie and I always talk, we are not trying to disrespect the TikTokers and the TikTok of the world, but you would never meet us in person to see us dancing around pointing at things. Like, that's not happening. And we don't have that charisma, or like, she may actually, Ronnie's a dancer, so she may be able to like get on the spot, but I need a couple espresso martinis before I'm going to dance around myself like that.
We can dance when we've been to parties before,
That's
right?
true.
And we had fun.
You just outed us.
But not on TikTok. Well, I like dancing, but not like, not on TikTok, not for my business. That's not necessary. It's let other people do that.
Right. What was I thinking? Of course we can. Yeah. We're the ones that closed down the dance floor, didn't we, at the
Oh yeah, twice. Come on.
See, there's a lot of fun to be had in this group. Like,
we work hard, but we also play hard. Like,
oh my God, yeah. We closed it down twice, and then that last night, didn't we talk till like 3 a.m, even though we were all flying out at 6?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But you were. I could just have my relaxed last day of conference day.
Because you were leaving at like 1. That's right. Oh my God.
Yes, I always book 1 extra day. I stay longer because I know I'm totally exhausted. Totally. See, this is another part. That's the listening to yourself. So I know exactly I will be exhausted. So I stay 1 day later or longer. And I just sleep in, meet someone who is still at the hotel,
Smart.
And then
and finding those buffer times. How I've been leveraging that is here in town, there's a networking event that I'm starting to get very involved with, the Professional Women's Club of Chicago. I keep mentioning it. But now I'm infusing like the e-women ways into it. So I meet people before the luncheon for a coffee date, or I invite guests and like welcome them ahead of time. There's this beautiful lobby cafe. So I'll invite them for a cup of coffee just so that they can like relax a little. When you're in a new space, you're kind of like, oh my God, so we get coffee, we chill, we relax. I tell them about what to expect. Then we go to the luncheon, and you know how everybody's like, oh, we should get together. And you just keep booking all these mindless coffee dates. I'm like, do you have time afterwards? Like, let's just go downstairs. So then I'm now making a whole day out of it. And I noticed some of the 1099s, independent contractors or employees get kind of jealous because they have to go back to work, and I'm there like making a whole day out of it. And I'm like, you guys should ask for more time off because like you could join us. But that's another way of like just leveraging what we've learned networking too.
That's the advantage of running your own business.
Yeah.
And running your own calendar.
And we're like, that's such an advantage, yet we're working 16-hour days. So let's be honest, there's a balance. Yeah,
sometimes we need that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing that we were talking about too is kind of the life of the brand, which is also what we're talking about.
Mhm.
But, you know, you've mentioned you were working on some projects, and we were saying how it doesn't always matter whether you're working with clients, working on the business, or working on a project, how you approach it. There's kind of a lifestyle approach to the brand and
Yes.
how you live it. How have you found that for your company, your business, your brand? What has it done for you on maybe personal, professional levels, just the lifestyle? Has it allowed you to do more, less, different, to be on brand?
I think I'm just so much more aware of it. I think I mentioned that, around Christmas when I did that Christmas decoration, and definitely did
Oh
not
yeah.
think of
Oh, you have to tell everybody
I
about
didn't
this
I
because
didn't
I know
think
this.
of the brand,
Yeah.
but I did what I always do, right? And I sent the photo to a friend of mine, and she goes like, "Oh, that's the VK brand." And so she didn't say nice decoration, whatever, Christmassy, blah, blah, blah. No, it was like the VK brand right on the table. So it was funny.
I
So
love
yeah,
it.
it's less is more. It's that elegant, and it just fits me. And it's funny that this happened. It needed so many years, but I've been in business forever to actually evolve into what it is now, right?
Mhm. Well, that's something too. It is an evolutionary
Yeah.
process. Like what I'm finding, and I'm telling more people this, and I'm curious see if this matches your timeline. And we won't out you. We would never out you of where you're at in the timeline. But at the 3rd year mark in business, I'm seeing that people get clarity. Maybe they did some of the F words. They had a friend, they had Fiverr, they had a freelancer kind of set things up, but they have clarity of just their brand in general at the 3 years in business. Then when they get to
Mhm.
5 years in business, they have a platform or a mission or a passion that they want to represent with the business, and that it
Mhm.
kind of stands for. Values are kind of more there. And then at 10 years is what I'm finding is a little bit of an itch. They want change. They want either to refresh it, they're bored, they need something new, or there's that next level that they're trying to get to, that next level of success. And it could be
Mhm.
financial, it could be growth wise, it could be like mentally, anything, but they have an itch for change, and they're willing to change things up at that point. Have you found that with your business? Was there kind of that breakdown?
I have an itch at, well, 5 years periods.
Yeah.
So something needs to shift. So it's like, for me,
Yeah.
it's like starting a new business every 5 years. There was always
Yeah.
some service part that was added,
Mm,
um, area. And this is what made it appear as if it was new,
mm.
different, updated,
Expansion.
expanded, grown, etc.
Love that. I
Yeah.
love that.
Oh yeah,
Neat.
I get bored too fast, so I need something new.
Change.
This is
We like
yeah,
change,
yeah,
chosen
yeah.
change, not always when
Chosen
it's
change,
infected.
exactly. Not the one that comes just, from someone else decided for me, right? No, the ones that we actually initiate.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I love
Yeah,
that. I love
yeah.
it. So what else is new? What else do we have? Trying to think. I
I'm
think,
into online marketing, learning
oh yeah,
about online marketing,
you have
list
been.
building,
Yeah.
enticing copywriting for my
Ooh,
newsletters, because I am building, as you know, I've been in B2B for 15 years, and I'm actually building another channel of B2C. So
nice.
that's going
Yeah.
to be,
And
um,
what have you
yeah.
taken away? What were your aha moments, or what do you, with all the studying and research that you do, what did you find that resonated with you? And you were like, I'm going to integrate that part.
So I've been using social media to that extent, and not that extent. Let me
Gotcha.
put it this way. So there's a ton of things that I could do, and I was, to be honest, never aware of how much you can talk about one thing over and over again in different ways. And this is, to
Yeah.
me, was like, okay, people heard that before. Why should I repeat myself, right? but
Ooh.
it actually has to happen. Otherwise, there's just too much going on in everybody's life. And you have that repetition factor built in.
Ronnie and I were just talking about that the other day. Hi, viewers, join us in the comments, say hello, I see you. We were just talking about that the other day, how we feel so redundant and repetitive, like we almost feel insulting because it's like, oh my God, I've said this 100 times, but truthfully, it's like someone else's first time and they've never heard it. And it's almost this weird conflict on the inside, like between you, yourself, and you. It's like, oh my God, we've said this 100 times. Like we could not possibly say this again. Yet it's the one thing you should be repeating all the time. And we were saying that some of the best brand marketing copy voice is the things that we repeat so much. And often we don't do it enough, even when we think it's extremely enough, because we're so close to it. So we know, but not necessarily everyone else knows. And so there's that struggle of like, the little voice in your head that's like, it's too much, but the demand of what it needs to be. That's what's happening in your mind too?
Yes, totally.
Yeah,
totally. And I am now, it's like really like, making a plan. Okay, so what is it that I'm going to add? What is it that I can do? And, the original plan was a newsletter once a month. Now I was told, if you really want to push it, you have to be there once a week. And it's like, really? Oh my God. It's like, I have to write all the copy every week. So this is not an okay yet, but there's something to it. There's definitely something to it with all the decisions that need to be taken in that aspect still.
Yeah, and remember too the power of batching. I do mine once every week, or at least I send out 4, because I like to just say there's 4 weeks in every month. Keep it simple. So I send out the 4, but once you get that base template of things, you don't always have to recreate the wheel. Just like, the first time's the hardest time to kind of set it all up, but then you can go in. Like I actually have it. I think it's tomorrow or next Friday actually. I'm batching my, what would that be? April newsletters and going through and doing all of that. So it does get to be routine where you can do it. And also we have the whole power of the YouTube channel and those that you can literally just embed and share that. And it's not recreating the wheel. So I do love that strategy.
Yeah. And I started doing this also like batch video recording, batch, shorts recording. I did it last week. I have like I'm set for the next 5 weeks. With my shorts, and this was something that came out of a trigger and made me just can come out with a decision. Okay, you know what, then there's going to be one little short on top of the videos for YouTube, just for social media. So this is going to be also on the list. And yes, I was also batching this, so one afternoon. And then once you warmed up, it's faster. You just, you do your thing, and then it's like in the box.
Yeah. I have a full confession. I get really giggly on the back end. People don't know this, but I haven't done this in a while, but when I was batching my videos, I get giggly because like I do my hair, I do my makeup, and it's good. But then I change my earrings, I change my shirt, I change my lipstick, and I'm like in a new look for each video. And like between the costume changes, I'm like laughing at myself. I'm like, does anyone else do this? Like I feel so
yes,
silly.
Everybody
does
that.
But it's like, I'm like, oh my God, but it's so efficient and it's so good. And it's just like done. I mean, I call them my makeup days and my PJ days. Like there's PJ work that doesn't require the glam and the She-Hawk, but it's like, there's also days where it's like, it all must be nice together, looking good. Let's go. You know what else I do on days that are like batch days? Selfies. Make sure to grab some of those.
What I always forget. My content manager always said, Violetta, why are you selfies? I was
But on the batch days when you're looking good, it's a great one to like run around the house. I laugh at myself that day too, because I live now that I'm in this city, I have a skyrise right next to me. I'm like, someone could see this, but I like change, this is a wall, that's a wall, and they have different backgrounds. So it's just like you make your living space its own photo shoot studio. Yes, that's a thing too. And that's like, I wonder how many people, I know I'm crazy because like I am a brand strategist, so I think this way, but I know I follow some other people that call it merchandising your life. The same way that they like merchandise a storefront or how they present it. I merchandise my life because it's like, it's great to have like a beautiful background or bookcase that I can run in front of versus having to get like a full photo shoot done. I know you do this too.
I do.
Share that. So like,
Well, with the shorts, I was running away with, with it's like my husband's paintings in the background, right?
they're beautiful,
So
by the way.
yeah, and
You guys
so
could
each
sell
one is
those.
like, yeah, he does. Hopefully.
Yeah, it'd be amazing. They're beautiful. I saw the
Yeah.
last one and I was like, damn, that's amazing
Yeah.
artwork.
Yeah, and so and this, the equivalent light that you need for it, and
Yeah.
then you just run around with your softbox shooting the living room and other places.
Trash
But
can.
then it's yeah, and then then of course you notice you would love to have more space. This is another thing, right? I would love to have huge rooms where I have the space, and then it's
Yeah.
because then okay, then I see the heater, or I see, I don't know, a corner of something that I don't like in that background, and things like that
You
make
know
it
what I'm getting the itch for
more
is
difficult.
I want to paint the walls.
Oh, okay.
I really, I don't know how much longer I'm going to make it. And I just don't know. So the reason I didn't in here, it's beautiful. They gave me, it's not a pure white. They are white walls, but it's got a nice tone to it. So like, it's not asylum white, crazy person white in here. But I'm used to like, you remember I had that huge taupe wall and the navy wall
Yes,
in the bedroom. Like I
you
love that
did.
dark
Mm-hmm.
contrasting colors or
Mm-hmm.
something. And it's all white and I don't know how long I'm going to
You
last.
don't
And
like
I
it?
know when I moved
Okay.
out, I had to pay a private painter to come and fix the walls. Otherwise I was going to have to pay the apartment manager, and I found a better deal. But oh man, I don't know. Because I'm like,
Isn't
I
there?
like the dark colors and you have to paint it back when you move out. I don't plan on
Yeah, that's
moving,
true.
but
That's
I
true.
don't know if I'm going to make it.
Isn't there like a, like a solid wallpaper that you can just,
Yeah,
like, not a typical wallpaper, but
it's
something that you can
removable.
just, that's
Yeah.
adhesive?
I've
Yeah.
looked into that. I think I might, but at the same time, it's, I don't know. I've looked into it.
Yeah.
I've been trying to hold myself back and not do it. So maybe I should go and
I do
try
it.
it. But sometimes I'm like, it's just easier to paint too. Like, because
Uh,
there's still the removal process. So it's like,
oh, so it's a process. It's not
well,
like,
I mean, you have to pull it off the walls, and I don't know how much. There's some videos that show that it's like really easy, and then there's some people like hanging from it, pulling it off the wall. So like, I'm not sure. I don't know how it would go
oh,
down, but yeah, I'll look into that because yeah, I'm like, I don't know how long I can hold myself back from painting the walls. And that's like such a crazy person thing to say. Like I gotta go paint the walls this weekend.
well, yeah.
I can't hold it
I
in
have
anymore.
nothing else to do.
Oh, I have thousands of things to do, but it's like behind me, like paint me. And I'm like, ah.
Yeah.
So yeah, details. So it's fun.
Hmm. Maybe you can have some kind of like something on a roll that you can just
Yeah.
like a pull down, like a pull
Yeah.
down.
I've looked for a lot of actually wedding backdrops. I've looked at those because then I could hang something and have different tapestries and things
Exactly.
like that. I really like
Yeah.
the 3D ones that have texture to them, but I also
Okay.
have 2 kittens. So
They will like that.
back at the like climbing the wall during things. Yeah, that would be crazy. So I
Okay.
don't know if that's gonna work. But yeah, so let's see. What else is new in business? I know for me, we talk a lot about it, but I'll share with you yesterday, Ronnie and I've shared this previously, but Ronnie and I spent literally the day together. She's helping me with operations and things and growth, and we're bringing on support and staff and all the things. So that's exciting. I delegated like 3 times.
Wow.
I was like,
Woohoo.
oh, I know. I felt like,
Congratulations.
I was like, oh, I delegated. It was like a hiccup. But that was fun. So she's bringing in support, and we've got to circle back on a bunch of things. We're sending out contracts to new potential leads and things. So those are going out. I'm working on your stuff, which is looking good. We should have that.
So
coming
don't
back.
paint the walls before you are done with my pitch deck.
Fair. No, because it would be dangerous. I'd probably paint like with your brand colors. I probably like.
Okay. They're nice in, you know, in minimalistic.
No, I would do that black, you know, the black texture piece that we have for the front of the style guide. I would do that. And then I'd probably paint the fuchsia and I'd be like, oops, wrong brand. And I'd have to paint over.
That's not me.
I know. It is funny though, once you have a clear iconic essence, a clear brand, just the day-to-day decisions, you know, like it kind of seeps into your life. You can't stop it. It's like, yeah, it's meant for your business, but then it goes into your clothing. It goes into your accessories. It goes into like, it's snuck into my kitchen. I now have gold silverware needed. Like, this is so funny. We should out her because she's not here. So Ronnie was getting rid of her Keurig, and I have always wanted a Keurig. I don't know why. I just think the little pods are really cute, and I love that you lift the lid and you like snap it down. I know it's stupid, but it's red. It would be perfect for you because it's red.
I have a red one, but not a Keurig. I have a
an espresso.
I would call it that. Yeah, exactly. George Clooney one.
I love that. Okay. She just got an espresso.
I call about George Clooney.
I love it. You're like, good morning, George. Thank you for my coffee. I love that.
Exactly.
She has one too, and she loves it, but she's like, I don't know what to do with this thing. And I was thinking of shipping it to you. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, but there's a side effect. It's red. And I was like, oh, well, I'll still take it. But I spent maybe 20 minutes there. You can paint them. So I'm going to paint it when it gets here, like gold or black or something, so that it goes with mine. Because yeah, I mean, I bought the gold toaster. I have the black teapot. Like you start doing things on brand everywhere.
That's true.
And then even lamp choices and new furniture that I bought post move was all like, what's the aesthetic of iconic details, you know, because our environments place such an impact on our creativity, and especially us that are, I love that when you were like, I'm 5 days in and I haven't seen the sun.
Yeah, I mean, it's shining out there, but I haven't been out.
You're like, what's that thing again?
I might do this tonight. I have to do some shopping. Maybe I'll do this tonight.
Yeah,
well, the sun will be gone by that time, but okay.
No, for sure. And it's funny though, because then you start thinking of that, like even where you host your meetings, what coffee shops you go to, are they an extension of the brand, or are they a different thing, you know? And yeah, a lot of people say it's shout out to Thomas Hides. He calls it intoxicating clarity. He's like, I had to purge everything in my house, Ashley, because now that I know my brand, I can't live with all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, sorry.
Yeah, but it's like true to your brand, right? You just true.
Yeah,
and
it's true to who you are too. Like we're not applying brands that are not who you are, and we're not like making you into something you're not. If anything, I feel like we enhance who we are, and just it feels nice.
That reminds me of our brand book that we worked on long time ago, and you came up with this one image of that purple chair that I loved so much. I was like, I want one like this. Oh, actually, this is when we were looking for, you know, which colors go together, right?
Yeah.
And it was that purple and red tone.
Yeah,
and I have now the red black chairs in my room.
And those are stunning. Those are stunning. Yeah, because those are the custom ones, right? Yeah, those are amazing. They're like art pieces. I love those. Yeah, that was funny. When we started the brand, you had basically two fully separate companies, like out here, and one was like a red and black theme, and one was a purple and black theme, and blending that. And that was one of my favorite assignments. I remember looking into, and I remember that on the Pinterest board. You remember doing the mood board with that? I was like looking for combinations of red and purple, what tones worked well, because if we went too, and this is what happens with the brand, but if you go too close together, it gets kind of like 1960s color blocking craziness. or that like modern cubicle painting kind of style. But when done right, it looks really great. And that's when you would have laughed. I think I was going into the grocery store during like summertime where they hang all the fuchsia plants, to like entice you to buy them. And I'm like going up because I was the kid that would pop them. And my mom would always be like, Ashley, knock it off, stop it. And I'd like pop, 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 pop. I love popping fuchsias. It's a thing. And it's almost like the bubble wrap that you ship.
Yeah. That you can pop to. Yeah.
And I saw the fuchsia plants and it was that perfect mix of red and purple. And I was like, oh, that's it. So that's where that all came from. But that
nature helped us.
Yep. Nature's a great resource. People need to know that way more before you ever look at anything of, and if you don't know psychology of color theory, or how to work with color, nature usually tells you what's appropriate and what's not.
That's true.
Yeah. I always kind of look to nature stuff first, especially if I'm curious about unique color combinations. Otherwise, if you look at something man-made, it could have been done wrong. Nature doesn't really screw up.
It's interesting that in fashion, they don't seem to.
I think they do
follow that, do they?
They don't, but
But there are those phases, it's like in the past, it was like, oh my God, orange and pink don't go together. Or, in last season, it was orange and pink that came together, right? So
fashion's an interesting one because, there's the color testing where they drape the colors to see what works well with your skin tones, what makes you look sick, all of the things. There's also, when we have those rules, sometimes I think that they're buyer persuasion, like don't mix brown and black. I love mixing brown and black personally. I think it's gorgeous. Sometimes the mix of prints and how to do it. I think it's always execution. I think with fashion and art, I don't think it reminds me a lot of water polo. It's like know the rules, but know how to break them. It's the same in fashion and art. It's kind of know what works, but know how to break it. And if you can do it in a way that it's almost like, respectfully, it's almost like your brand. Like your brand, if you put together wrong, clashes so hard. But if you do it right, it's so profoundly elegant and gorgeous. Like it has a luxurious, high value beauty to it. But man, I've even played with things on my side in the FSDs that you don't get to see for shitty drafts. And I'll be like, oh God, that's awful. Like, what is that? Like, never do that again. But we had it the other night. We were setting up Slack. I'm very proud of myself. Welcome me to the Slack world. I'm now a slacker, which I think is
okay.
Play on words on that one. But Ronnie was laughing at me because she has all of her clients in Slack and they're all color coded and different. And she's like, you can't have it came in like a base purple template. She's like, you have to customize your template. I was like, don't mind if I do. So we're going through and I picked like some taupe color and it just looked like I had smeared down the wall. I was like, no. And then we had to change it and it was fun. But yeah, it's interesting. Color blocking. I'm even looking at the business cards I have. I don't know. Can you see this with just the unique colors of like this would clash so bad, these two colors like this.
Totally.
Yeah, it's like a blue purple and then the plum purple. Like that looks disgusting. I sometimes put the cards separately on my desk just so it doesn't clash and annoy me.
Well, this is why we had to change the tone of my purple and also the red.
I was really glad that you were open to that because I was like,
yeah, because true. They just didn't go together. No, not at all.
No, I have a secret that I don't know if you've seen. Did you sneak into the pitch deck that we've started yet? Did you look at that at all?
Yeah, but there was nothing.
Okay, good. So then you haven't seen it since. So there's about 15 slides right now. So if you saw it back then, no, okay. No. Good. It's okay. Don't. I basically started the skeleton, but I did something and I was waiting to see if you would see it, but I'm gonna ruin the surprise. It's hilarious. So on the page that we have for deliverables,
Yeah.
didn't have deliverables yet, so I didn't know what to put as like placeholders and icons. I couldn't choose an icon. Well, you remember in
Yes.
the style guide how one of the parts of your persona is the tough cookie?
Yeah. You put
Well,
the
I
cookies
put
in there?
I have like 4 little cookies, and then it's like Lorem Ipsum, Lorem Ipsum. And then I have a half-eaten cookie at the bottom, and I was
Oh
like, well, it's
man.
like you're giving him cookies. And then I almost started to like it. And I was like, this might stay for
So
the
that's the first
deliverable
thing I
date.
have to do later. Oh.
Well, and then I was like, I wonder, maybe you should, I don't know if you already do this because you do so many amazing things in person, but I was like, we need to find like a cookie for you to take to the presentations. I know everybody has like issues of sugar
Yeah,
free
it's
and nuts
not.
and everything. That's a hard one, but I was like,
True.
that'd be a good one. They could always just say, no, I can't eat that, and everybody else can. But I was like, I
You can
really
look at it and give it to someone else. Yeah.
yeah, I thought it was
Yeah.
fun though. So I have on your deliverable. It
Okay.
looks like a Cookie
Cool.
Monster
Okay.
went crazy.
So you can tell I was not working on my pitch. I am preparing a workshop right now, so there's no time for anything.
That's okay. We've got
besides that.
everything else online. I sent who all the edits for the one thing that's our first priority. So that should be done today, if not tomorrow, but
Yay.
it should be built out all fine. And then I was just setting up structure, I guess, the like as I do the skeleton, because it was gonna come and I was like, nah, get it started. But
yeah, and I was working on the copy, so because the copy was not enticing yet. So I am definitely changing it. It's amazing. You sit on, with it, on it, next to it.
Yeah, on it.
And you just don't. You happy, then you're not, and yeah.
Words are hard.
It is.
Yeah, I find that too. Yeah, we're changing a lot too, even with details.
But I think, it's the thing is you have to connect it, right? So when someone signs up for the lead magnet, you have to
make it
give
relevant.
a reason for that, right? Because we all know there's just a certain little percentage of people who are interested in growth and development, etc. And the other ones will get into that phase only when something hurts, right? So so marketers speak of these, pain points, which I don't like that approach too much, but people very often just react when there's something hurting. So it's like, we
or
go to
the
doctor
triggers.
only when the triggers, right? So there's some kind of trigger that I need for that. Yeah. And this is why it didn't click with the rest. And that's why I had to.
Well, and sometimes you have to work backwards, like sometimes you have the clarity of what the opt-in is, or that clarity of what they need is. So tell everyone what it is that you offer this free, because then they can look forward to it, but tell them about the.
It's a reflection tool, and a reflection tool can be used no matter what time of the year, of the week, of the month, whatever phase of life you are in, whatever change is there that you might be going through, and you have to start somewhere. So very many people are just stuck, and they say, okay, it's like, yeah, okay, life is good, but, or no, it's not good, but I still don't know where to go, etc. And you have to, ask yourself some questions, answer those questions, and not only in your head, but take a pen and paper and actually write it down, because the results might be totally different when you write that down. And this is the beginning, and this is why I call it the beautiful conversation with yourself, because it is about you, right? So we are working on so the lead magnet looks beautiful because Ashley created it. So just so you all know, right?
It was inspired by you, so it was not me.
And now we just have to do the whole automation process that's behind it, so people can actually go to the landing page and download it.
Yes. Yeah, so it'll be coming soon, like within the week. It'll be great. We'll have that done by basically like end of week, if not by Monday. Yeah, I'm excited for that. It was really a pleasure to design because I got to secretly read it. Like like look at it and use it.
Did you fill it in?
No, I didn't. Because I was like, okay, that's a little too like getting the freebie for free. So I was like, I should ask first. But no, I liked how you had them look at the past and the present and make their checklists of things of what to do and what not to do. I thought I was just really well guided in the sense of how to guide your reflection. Because I think a lot of people get overwhelmed with that. They know they're feeling like they're leaning in toward complacency or just getting bored in things, and they know they want change, but a lot of people don't have the self-awareness, self-reflection, hence the reflection tool, to guide themselves through that.
Yep. And we are not taught these things. This is like, once we are in that situation, we talk to our friends and family members, etc., and very often these are not the right people to talk to.
Right.
First conversation that you have to have is with yourself, and then you can still ask other people, right?
Yeah.
So
it's helpful.
what makes the difference.
I know I was, and as you were saying, it's important to see how it goes back to the full site and what that offers them and how that leads into things. I was complimenting you so much yesterday when we were working on mine too, because I was saying you have such a hospitable nature to you, and you're so mindful of all the little details that just make working with you an experience. And it's not just pay me, coach you, done. You really create an ambiance and memorable detail for people.
Yeah, because I work, it's that integral approach. I cannot just work on something that people tell me they want to work on, because there's mostly like 90% of the time more to it.
Same in my job.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it is, again, it's you just said, working backwards.
Oh.
And you said sometimes, well, looking at me and my pattern is actually always looking at the start of our relationship as well, right? So no matter what I start, it's like I start at somewhere, and then it's, nowadays it's called reverse engineering. That's it. So
I like how you snuck that one in there. You're like, it's called a thing. Like it's not me.
3, 2, 1, not 1, 2, 3.
I know.
What's wrong with that?
You know what was fun is it's actually your fault. You were actually the one that made me as stern as I am today about following an order, because we tried. We really that whole thing of like, the customer is always right thing.
Yeah.
So I followed the lead, and we really tried, but I kept getting stuck. I was like, but we don't have that, but we need that, but we have that. If we had, it maybe, and then finally we were able to, which was great. And it was I wouldn't have it any other way. It creates a lot of good giggles for us. And I think we now appreciate it so much more that we have all of that. But that's where I do get stuck with other people, not as magnificent as yourself, but they'll say like, no, we're going to start here. And I'm like, I can tell you that's not going to work. And oh, no. And I'm like, then find someone else, because I'm going to tell you that's not going to work.
You can tell them, call Violetta.
Oh, maybe I will.
She will tell you it won't work.
Yeah. You're like, I'm not being mean. I'm just telling you, like.
But this is the tricky part for people who don't understand or who haven't worked with someone like you, that there is a process to it. Because I told you the other, Mimosa Hotline, you talked about branders who just tell you, okay, your color is brown, or which one do you like? Brown, green. And I told you I was offered green, like, bottle green. And I was like, okay, great. A little touch of brownish with it, right?
I can't even imagine you with green and brown. Like, what were they making you? Like an earthly, like recycling company?
Earthy lady. I don't know.
Gosh.
Right. Yeah. And the positive thing about this person was, when I said, I don't like that, I don't like that, I don't like that, she says, okay, you will not like anything that I create. I said, okay, good. So we're done. And this was it. So she actually pulled out of that, offer, because and looking back, it was probably good to do, was smart, Because she probably was not able to see me in a different way. So it was her picture of me. And, if this was green and brown, they didn't match. For
Wow.
sure not. Yeah. Amazing, huh?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's shocking to me because it's like,
Yeah.
God, if you can't pivot and adjust and all the things, then whoa. But that's also a sign of applied branding. It's very
Yes.
templated. It's very archetypal. It's very like preset. She may not have had anything else that would have fit in the 10 templates she had or whatever. And
Yeah.
blessings to her that serves an audience and the right person, I guess. But yeah, that's limiting. But yeah, I'm grateful also she did that because then it got us connected. But
That's
it's
true.
funny you say that because that's validation for, so just so everybody knows, I was designing your amazing reflection tool and then I got jealous. So I needed one. And I was like, well, what's mine gonna be? That is a side effect of my work, is like I design these amazing things for the clients. And then I'm like, but I want one.
And then I got jealous because you created something that is like really amazing. That would be like the perfect pitch
Yeah.
deck.
We will get
And so
one of
this
those.
is how we roll, right? From
Yeah,
one
we're like,
project to another.
I know.
It's like a chain
And
reaction. It's like,
yeah, it's amazing. But I love that. I mean, it keeps us both inspired and it keeps us both on our toes. But the one I actually designed, which I don't think I've even shown it to you yet, is called The Branding Process Explained. And it literally outlines discovery, creation, integration,
oh,
and it explains everything that you need to do with a checklist and the support the A team members you would need to find. And the intention is to fully explain it, slightly overwhelm you, so you call me. But if you really wanted to, you could try and do it on your own. But I think just for that reference, I think it's for people to see, whether you're working with me or someone else, if you're not following the order, it's going to crumple up on itself. There is a
yes.
unique wave that you've got to go through
Yeah.
with it. And I'm
Yeah.
very excited. So I'm finishing, that's on my task list too, about finishing that. And I also did one on the psychology of color. While I had it originally, I updated it and just refreshed it and things. So I'm going to have those two. And we're trying to actually decide what the third one should be. I want 3 or 4 of them for the site. And I don't know what that third one's going to be yet. We had an idea, but I need to sit with that longer, but I need to send that to you so you can see it and see what you think. But yeah, the reflection tool inspired it because you've got to sit and reflect. Where are you in the process? And if you're working with other people in your head, but you're missing these elements, then fine, just get those elements in order and catch yourself up. And, offering strategy calls with people to identify where they are in it. Fine. I'd love to, all the things.
And very many experts work, their thinking is like silo thinking. This is what I do, right? There's not left and right. This is just looking straight, and this is what I can offer, and you'll need blah blah blah. And then you want to also, when you maybe new in, or you just didn't have the experience with someone and a team, they just throwing all these terms at you that you have not heard, and you don't know who is behind that, right? It's like from the web designer, the web builder, the copywriter, the blah blah, the developer, and it's like it goes on and on and on. As I said, okay, so I need a team, of 10. It's like I don't have the money, right? So this is the first reaction that everybody has.
Yeah.
But in the end, when I count all the people that have been involved in the development, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And this is something that no one sees.
No, they
you
think
have a nice brochure and you think like, oh, great.
Yeah. They think they need a marketing person, and then it's one person. And they think that marketing person can build a website, can do social media, can write copy, can be a graphic designer, could be their brand strategist, could be their operations manager, could do it all. And I genuinely worry about them. Oh, we got a like. Thanks, guys. Like a little like just float up there. Hi, guys. Yeah, so it's interesting. And we sent out a proposal Monday this week, actually, for an IT company. And it was not getting the traffic it wanted, not getting the conversions it wanted, didn't really like the website it had. And so that took a copywriter, that took Ronnie doing a marketing intensive, that took our, website developers. And then it took me to kind of bring it all together. And I think the person was a little bit shocked by it. And I was like, be shocked, but try and get this result from one person from somewhere else or something else. And, I've also said that you can go step by step, first work with the copywriter, save, and then do this. But it's like, we had this too, when you go to build the site, people think, I don't know, that it's Costco and you can go and just like pick up a website. Like they don't understand that you have to have like, it's a recipe. I've been saying this, but like, no, it's just the same way as cooking. Like you can't make a cake with just milk. Like you've got to go have the photo shoot. You've got to go have the copy. You need a business coach to establish like, what are your services? What are your offerings? Like if you're not there yet, more established in business. And then you need like a brand strategist to pull that all together, because that just because they have the parts doesn't mean it's going to be you. And that's where the fragmented and frustrated happens.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And it never stops in business for us when you want to grow. As soon as you want to grow or you decide to evolve, you open another can of worms.
Well, what's the phrase? Every new level requires a new you. Every new level has a new devil.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a new you and a new devil and a new challenge. But Ronnie and I were playing about that last night. We were talking like, I'm excited for the next level problems. Like she has a client. I'm not saying anything more, Ronnie, promise, I'm being good. But she has a client that found out last minute that they owe like $16,000 in taxes. And they were all upset about it. But it turns out they made more than they thought they did. Like we were like, I want that problem. Problem. That's a great problem. Yeah. So, then deciding like, I'll take the next tier of problem. Sure. I'll take that. Yeah. So it's interesting to see everything, but I love it. Yeah, it is an evolution of us. It's never, and more I'm realizing this. I've learned, the last week or two, I've learned a couple of things. The whole thing of like, you can't do it all by yourself. Rude and true. It's not about the destination. It's about the journey. Rude and true. Let's see what else has been there. Every new level requires a new you. Every new level has a new devil. Rude and true. But it's like they say it so nonchalantly and you like get it, but like you don't get it. And then when you're there, you're like, oh. And I wish there was a way to explain it, but you can't. It's just like
it is like that saying, you can only connect the dots when they are in front of you, not behind you. Oh no, the other way around. Behind you. When you can only connect the dots when they are behind you, not in front of you.
Okay.
This way, right? Yeah.
Well,
because now it's all so clear.
Just go backwards.
Like some M&Ms.
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Right.
I don't know, man. It's a good time to be in business. It's fun. I think all of us are growing. I think a lot of us are getting good clarity and connections. And I know I'm having a joy working with you. I think the whole team, even the ones that we pick on for not putting the brand together right, I think they like it too. I think they're like, oh my God, why assign this? Just tell Ashley and then give it to me.
But they have their brown and green clients and it's fine, right? I mean, to each his own.
I guess. I think I'm gonna get more opinionated on that because it's not fine. It's not okay. Like it's not.
Yeah.
It's just not. But I feel you on that. Like I know, but no. Yeah. I guess it's hard to tell somebody like me that it's okay.
I totally understand. Totally understand. Yeah. This is like the business coaches that come in and ask you, how much money do you want to make this year? A lot.
Yeah. Or like, if you're asking me how many trips to the mall I want to take, that I would like one a month, please. Yeah.
I don't have time for that at the moment.
I know. Yeah. Well, I love it. As we wrap up here today, I am excited for you. I'm proud of you. Keep up the hard work because when you're in flow, that's when you get the 16-hour days. And just know it will get you to that next level. You're going to be so excited with all of the work that you produced. And then we'll get it all in place for you. So that's the other thing that I hope you just feel relieved about is you've got a team here ready and waiting and excited
absolutely.
to support you. So like, it's good. We are here. So next week we will be back on Thursday again, same time, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, noon Eastern Time, or 5 in Germany if you want to head out there. Available. Thank you so much, Violetta, today for joining me and taking over for Ronnie as she.
It was a pleasure.
And we'll talk to everybody soon. If anyone has questions, please let us know in the comments. Violetta, tell them about your website, your freebie, where they can connect with you on YouTube, just real fast so everybody gets that too.
They can connect on every channel. So on my website, there's a button to book a call or just send me a message. They can connect on LinkedIn, on Facebook. That's the main.
Okay. And what's the website?
ViolettaKrok.com.
Perfect. All right. Well, bye guys. We'll see you next time.